Hi guys, welcome back. So EH is flying again. Does it ever need a rest? It is so much in a rush. I feel like it is trying to reach to the top as fast as possible so it can offer some new shares. I really hope so then we can have a rest and possibly for some people who have not bought in yet to buy the dip. Even the giant Alibaba, it's been flying too. I mean, for such a big company to jump 6%, that's a lot of money. Baidu is also doing well. It's trying to challenge the previous high, which was 284. And once it's passed, the next target is $300. But I think Baidu can do more than that in the long term. Let's talk a little bit about Bngo first. Some people are kind of freaking out. So today it was down quite a bit, but I'm not too worried about it. If you want to know what I think about Bngo, you should check out the video I did 2 weeks ago. I did my full analysis on Bngo on where I see this company going. If we hide the part on the right, that was the time I did my video. And at that time, I predicted to have a gap down below and then climb back up following the 10-day moving average. And it did exactly what I expected. So if you have watched my video, you should have been able to grab the dip here. Like I said in my video, if there were no institutional investors in it, how do we expect it to keep going up and keep growing? And I think the share issue was great, so we can have more institutions coming in and then grow the company together. And the fact that they can sell their shares so fast and already do another share release, it is a good sign. It means a lot of institutions are interested. So it is good for us. And if you look at the volume, even with the gap down, the volume is so low. So I'm not so worried about it. And in fact, any dip would be a good buying opportunity if you have not already had a position in Bngo. Today, I want to introduce you a few penny stocks that I've been buying recently. Remember 2 weeks ago, I said that I have been moving some of my money into Canadian stocks, mostly penny stocks. So I want to show you which one I have been buying. But the first one I want to show you is not a Canadian stock. This one is a Chinese ARK company. It's a small cap, so prior penny stock. So Wimi's business is hologram. It uses AR technology to apply in many different applications, such as education, advertising, cinema, entertainment. So we know that AR is still quite early. And I think once people figure it out, they are going to deploy it to more and more kinds of applications, stretch it to many different industries. I think the applications right now, we really don't see the applications in the future, but I think it's going to be many more than this. The business model of holographic face recognition in various industries, including banking, fintech, the 3C, which is the appliances, the robot, the mobile internet, the security and communication industries. I can see that right now it's already been used for a lot of advertising in some kind of tourism. As you know that right now with the lockdown, a lot of people cannot go travel and they would explore this kind of technology to be able to get a feeling of different traveling. And they also use it for real estate, for people to visit the place without actually going there, shopping, gaming, even concert. So it really has a lot of applications, and this is why it got me interested in it. I've been interested in AR technology, and I was quite excited to find this company that is already using it for many applications, and I only see it more and more coming. And I have only started to build my position recently from $6, and then I will slowly add up my position. Now I'll go through my Canadian holding. This is a company called NEXE Innovation, ticker symbol NEXE.V for Canadian market. And for American market, it is NEXNF. This one I bought in around 1.9 2 weeks ago, and I really did not expect it to go up that fast. I am up right now about 104%. And then this one is my 5th account. And then I bought another 3,000 shares about 2 weeks ago at 1.9 because I like the company's potential and it's still quite an early stage. So if it does the pullback, I will buy in again. So NEXE Innovation, it's a coffee pot company for now. It uses the material that's completely biodegradable because right now the plastic being used in the coffee pot creates massive amounts of landfill. So that is why this Canadian company has already developed this new material to replace the coffee pot plastic and already claimed the patent for it. And it is 100% made from plant-based material. Recently, it has been awarded $1 million from the government of Canada. Now I know $1 million does not justify the 100% of jump because 100% of jump had increased NEXE value by 120 million. So getting 1 million does not justify this jump of share price, but it shows that the Canadian government really support them. And this is more important for investors because this kind of new technology, it relies a lot on the government's policy, more than the company's fundamental, the financial, etc. What's more important here is the technology and whether the government value this as the future solution. So that's the reason why I invested in this company in the first place. I know the share price has gone up a lot, so you can always put it in your watch list and find a good entrance. So right now, this is the only product they have, but I'm really hoping they can use this material and apply it to other packaging that also use a lot of plastic. So much food and takeout delivery use so much plastic material. I think this has a lot of room to improve. And I'm hoping they can really keep reducing the production costs along the way so they can increase the market faster. They're going to have more sale coming the second half of 2021, but the real increase I'm looking forward is more like next year, where I expect they will have a bigger jump of revenue. So they are not the only one who does this material. I think they are the only one that is 100% biodegradable with plant-based material. Now I want to show you other ones that has not gone up so much yet. The second Canadian stock I want to introduce you is called ESE Entertainment, ticker symbol ESE.V and ENTEF for American market. So ESE Entertainment, it's an esports company. If you have not heard of esport, it means basically you can get paid to play video game. So there are a lot of esport players, and if they are good, they can get a lot of followers, tens of millions of followers, I know. It's kind of like a lot of guys' dream to be able to get paid playing video games. So a lot of players would join the competition, and a lot of people like to watch this kind of competition. So usually this kind of company has a very sticky user base. It's very sticky, very frequent use, very loyal. I like esports industry because it's still at such an early stage. It's highly undeveloped yet. And I know the gaming industry is only going to be more and more explosive in the upcoming future. And esports, it's a really good way to monetize for gaming. I think this is a better way of revenue than in-app purchase for a lot of games. I think this is a smarter way of revenue for gaming industry. And because it's such an early stage, there is so much potential that the markets don't see yet. And this is why I'm so excited in the esports industry. Now, I also invest in another esports company called Skills, ticker symbol SKLZ. This one is also an esports company. It's more established. And Kathy Wood is also investing in this one. So I really have both in my portfolio because this one has a bigger market cap, which is 10 billion versus ESE that is only 60 million right now. I'm really hoping that one day it can grow into a 1 billion company. And that would mean 20x in years coming. Because when the industry is at such an early stage, I think market penetration is more important than competition. This is when the market is going to be bigger and bigger and allowing more players to come in to make the market penetration deeper and more users. When the industry is so early, the market penetration is nowhere near mature. This is when I would care less about the company but more about the industry, because there is so much more room to grow. Sure, I think skills would be a more safe investment for now, but I do like also ESE for the potential of it. So this is why I have both. So I started to buy at first here around 1.1 Canadian dollars, about 90 cents US dollars. And then I bought more at around 1.2 Canadian dollars, which is about 98 cents to 1 US dollar. And then on Monday, it did a 40-something% jump. And right now, it's coming back down to backtest the 5-day moving average. So I ended up buying more again today at around 1.42 Canadian, which is about 1.2 US dollar. In my first account, I'm holding 5,000 shares, and I'm up so far at 14%. And this is my 5th account, which I used to buy more today. And right now I have 4,400 shares. And I opened my 5th account because I wanted to use this account for more short-term investment, because I really want to see in the long run the gain of short-term versus long-term to compare. The next company I want to introduce you is called Good Nature Products, ticker symbol GDNP. And for American market, it's this SLGBF. This one is again using plant-based packaging, but instead of coffee pot, it focused more on the food packaging. We know that we use so many takeout containers for food, and this kind of solution is very, very needed. It is also emerging industry, just like NEXE innovation. Especially with the pandemic going on, people are getting more and more used to ordering food. So we can only see this demand getting stronger. For GDNP, right now I'm holding 4,000 shares. My average cost is about 80 something cents Canadian. And right now I'm up 14%. So it has been doing a nice consolidation for over a month or so, and it looks like it wants to break out. So that's why I want to put it in your radar. I think this industry, it's only going to be more and more needed, bigger and bigger demand in the future. And again, when the industry is at early stage and the market penetration is so low, I would focus more on the industry than the company, because it would have bigger and bigger room for more companies to grow. The next company I want to introduce you is called PlantX, ticker symbol Vega.cn, and that's for Canadian market. And for US market, it is PLTXF. This is an online social community for the vegan group. It's like a platform where you can find articles, information, and products related to vegan. And more important than anything, I think it's the community, because they are trying to build a vertical community around the vegan group. I think this is as important as the gym and fitness community, because it's something that you need a strong willpower and be persistent, just like gym and fitness, because you need to fight the urge and tempt in order to do good. So that's why a vertical community, I think it's important for people to share their knowledge, their experience, etc. I like the fact that it's a vertical community on a new rising industry. We all know that the vegan trend, it's only getting stronger and stronger as more people have the awareness of it. Right now, I'm holding 3,000 shares and I am up 34%. I bought it here around slightly above $1 Canadian, which is around 0.8 US dollar. And right now, it looks like it's continuing this uptrend, and it has just backtested. Continue to make higher high and higher low. And the last Canadian stock I want to show you today, it's BlackBerry, ticker symbol BB. I don't think anyone need me to introduce what is BlackBerry, but we know that it has been a very beaten down stock for the past few years from the monthly chart. This is how beaten down it was. Now go back to the daily chart. It has been gone up a lot lately, so put this in your watch list first. For this one, I actually bought call option for it. I bought it 2 weeks ago at around $6 something. And right now I am up 436%. It has been beaten down for years, and BlackBerry had found a way to climb back up slowly by what they are the best at, which is security. And right now they are working with multiple EV companies as their supplier. It had a big jump about a month ago because of the contract they announced with Amazon. Now I need to remind you that any penny stock is risky. So my strategy is always have small amounts of money on more number of stocks. So in case someone fail, the other ones growing would be able to cover the one at loss. Remember, only put in the amount of money that you can afford to lose, and don't be too greedy and keep adding when you see it jump up so high. Because if you have a heavy position in any penny stock, the volatility would likely make you make mistakes, and it would be hard to stay calm to make a good decision. And altogether, it would never take up to more than 10% of my portfolio. And I almost never put more than $10,000 on one penny stock, except for the one that I'm very sure about, like Bngo, for example, and my stock X. Because the moment I found out about Bngo, I just right away knew I need to put more than $10,000 in it, because I was so excited for the genomic sector after my research, and to know they have such breakthrough, so I just knew I had to. I bought in first at $1.3, and then I bought more later. So right now I'm holding 6,000 shares with 314% up. So that is my Canadian portfolio. As you see, there are a lot of startups full of possibility and imagination. But I'm quite excited to see where these companies going in a couple years. If you enjoy the content, remember to give me a big like. That's it, guys. Hope you can find my video helpful. Make sure you subscribe to my channel and give me a big like. Thank you.